Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to your late, but still on a Monday, manga log. I'm here, I did it. I was not sure this was either coming today or tomorrow, but it's happening today. I'm determined to put this up for y'all today. So, this is for the third week of September for 30 and 30, and hi. I did read last week, not as much as I wanted to. If you're new and you're watching this, you don't know this. I've been having a hell of a September, but it's okay because I've still read a lot of things. I've read a lot of manga, and I'm actually happy I've had manga to focus on because I don't know how many books I'll really have read by the end of the month, and that's okay. That's allowed. You have to shift things when life is just coming at you, literally coming at you, full force. And that's exactly what's been happening to me. So I will link to the previous 2 weeks of weekly logs down below for you. The next one will happen on a Thursday because it'll be my full wrap up, everything I bought in September, all the final stats, and the last things I read for that week. And anything, I might do a highlight thing of my faves of the whole of what I read, but last week I read 10 volumes total, which brings my total to 50. So literally, if in the next 7 days all I do is read 10 more volumes, I'll hit 60, and that is a win. That is a win with the way life has been coming at me, because I started that beginning of the month very on track. So on track, y'all. So on track. And then it all came crumbling down onto me. It's fine. But yeah, so I'm really happy with everything I read, and actually I will talk about it in a minute. I found something that is making me very ready to read more. I will say this, I will not have met my goal of clearing a TBR shelf probably, but I think I might meet the goal of reading a ton of a certain series. So let's talk about what I read. First up, I read On or Off Volume 2. I had this digitally in my iPad, and I picked this up finally because I knew I wanted to read it, and I have Volume 3 on hold at the library. And I do plan to read that and 4. I plan to get caught up or current complete. I don't know. On this series, I've really enjoyed this workplace romance between our CEO boss guy. I think he's called a director, but he's a big boss man, and the guy who runs the little company that they've invested in. It's been very cute, very fun, very interesting read. I'm enjoying it. It definitely is a dynamic I could see not working for a lot of people, but I find it working well for me right now, so I'm going to continue on with it. This was a 4-star. Then I read You're My Cutie Volume 1. This was so cute. Okay, listen. I was also surprised by this. This is another one I picked up on sale on Kindle. And I definitely can see myself continuing the series at some point. It's definitely very similar to other things I've read. This is an older girl, younger guy situation. They're in high school, and he is constantly stopped by girls and followed by them because he's so cute. And he thinks she's doing that to him, and that's not what's happening at all. He's convinced she's doing the same thing these other girls do to him, and that is literally not what is going on. They end up working at the same place together, which is her family's restaurant. And she's constantly saving him from stuff because he's kind of just a little dopey dog boy, a little bit golden retriever-y, and a little lost in the sauce. And it's so precious and cute. I had so much fun with this. And both are kind of developing crushes on each other, which again, also precious. So solid 4 stars here as well. Then I read The Honey Blood Beauty and Her Vampire Volume 2. This is a 2-star for me. I am so glad I did not pick up more of the series. I read Volume 1, I was intrigued. I read Volume 2, I was bored out of my mind. And I should never be bored in a volume of manga, okay? That is not something I feel should ever happen, but here we are. It happened. It's fine. I still read it. It's fine. I definitely had a better time with Volume 1. I still don't love it. Volume 2, though, not for me, y'all. Not for me. This follows a girl whose blood is like honey to vampires and her vampire bodyguard, and it just... it was fine, I guess. I mean, if it's your thing, it's your thing, but I'm definitely didn't love it and didn't have a great time. Next, I read Kakyorio, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, Volume 9. This is the newest volume available. I grabbed this from the library digitally, and 4.5 stars, 5 stars. I don't know. I love this series. It's so fun. It deals heavily with yokai and this other world, and it's so cute, and I just love every single interaction she has. I love all the art in this book. The food is fantastic looking. All around, I am just having such a blast with this book that I truly cannot recommend it enough. So if you haven't read this and you like that kind of story, go for it. She's there to repay her grandfather's debt who's died, and in doing so ends up opening a little restaurant at the bed and breakfast, but is also just kind of involved in various hijinks, and there's a romance. The next 2 I also got from the library, which is Mr. Villain's Day Off Volume 1. This was also really cute. This is about a villain, and it's his day off, and he goes and looks at these baby pandas basically, and he keeps running into this guy that's in the superhero league and is we must fight, and he's no, it's my day off. This is very fun. I will not be purchasing this physically, though. This is not a series I see myself revisiting, but I do see myself reading the volumes through the library that I can. slowly but surely. It is fun. Like, it is just a very fun slice of life, silly story. But it is not going to be like my new favorite thing or anything like that either. I definitely like the art. The art's really fun. I love his like his at work look versus his off of work look. That was very fun. All around, very cute, very fun time, but like I could see myself getting really bored with it if I read it too much. Next, I reread Ice Guy and Cool Girl Volume 1. Again, got it from the library to reread. I read this at a bookstore that was closing earlier this year, and I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to buy it. And upon reread of Volume 1, I really liked it. And I do think I would potentially pick it up if I found it used or on sale. Like, something like that. Because these volumes are pretty skinny for the content. And I do plan to read more of this series in the coming week. This was really fun. This was like a 4.5, 5 star for me. First time around, I think it was a 3.5. So it went up a solid star upon reread, when I wasn't reading it, evaluating if I was going to purchase it or not in that moment. So there's that. But I did have a good time. This follows a guy at work who is related to a ice or frost spirit, and the girl he works with that he has a crush on, and she has a crush on him. And like when he gets nervous and stuff, like snowflakes and things get really cold, and it's just very slice of life, them working together and also slowly forming a connection beyond coworkers. It's freaking precious, y'all. It's freaking precious. So highly, highly, highly recommend. Then I read Queen's Quality, volumes 1 through 4. I have them over here. Anyways, this is the series that I'm saying I will have cleared off my TBR, but it doesn't live off my TBR shelf. Anyways, I have through volume 17 officially. So I put it on the shoujo beat shelf because I was like, well, it kind of needs to live up there probably and not on my TBR shelf because it's a lot. But I've read 1 through 4 of this. I'm reading it digitally on the Viz Media app and not in the manga itself because I don't own all of them. I am missing a handful of volumes / they're with my bestie May at her house because she found them at a half price books for me. But I am loving this. I am thriving. I really love how this works. I do think reading QQ Sweeper 1 through 3, which again also in the Viz Media app, is a good setup to get to where we are now, because I feel like you're thrown into the relationship and dynamic really quickly, which isn't a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, but in doing so, I think you miss some of the development around them in the first 3 volumes that we get. This follows a girl who basically has amnesia and doesn't actually know who she is, and she has queens inside of her, as they call them, one of which is evil, kind of the Black Queen, and one is the White Queen, and they go into people's minds and sweep out these bugs and kill them and stuff. So it's really, really fascinating. It's a really interesting setup for the powers and abilities in the world. There's different clans with these families, and they all have different beliefs about the queens, and when people manifest as a queen, what should happen. So that's been fascinating. The art is also stunning in this, like absolutely stunning. So I'm having an absolute blast of a time reading through it. I've read through 1 through 4 now, and I will be continuing on with it. There's no option in which this isn't what I'm reading the rest of the upcoming week. So again, that's why I said there is a solid chance that I could read like 13-ish more volumes of this I have left to read. So when I do that, like if I fly through this digitally, like we are looking at over 60 volumes easily without me trying too hard. And I have a handful of things I picked up this month that I also need to read, and some things coming in the mail today that I need to read. So I'm hoping to read like the last stack of physicals I've purchased this month or have come in the house this month this week, and then just continue marathoning Queen's Quality, honestly. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm obsessed. Highly, highly recommend this series if you have been a fan of paranormal things in your other books. You need to get on this. Alright, so that's everything I read this week. This is a quick one. Like I said, I knew I wouldn't have a huge update this week most likely. And it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. So, on that note, let me know what you read last week and freaking loved for your 30 and 30. How's your goal looking? Have you hit 30 already? Are you getting close? Etc. I will be back next Thursday, a week from this coming Thursday, with my final wrap up for 30 and 30. So everything I read this last week, all my stats, the challenges, all of that info will be in that one video for you. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you're doing. Come back next Thursday for that, and I will also be back in a future video, I'm sure, but that's your manga video update. On that note, you can leave me a heart emoji of your choice, because I did just get brought a heart cat toy from Miss Peas, so there's that. Leave me that heart emoji down there. You can also find links to all of these manga that I just talked about down there, and yeah, I will catch you all in just a few days. Bye!
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get